reseller friends, welcome to the latest edition of Seller's Corner, your go-to source for all things reselling. I'm Erin, product specialist at Vendoo, and today we're here to talk about how to sell children's clothing. But before we do, let me invite you to subscribe to our channel. We publish content every week, and it's all about Vendoo product tips, community updates, and information about how to scale and grow your resale business. Children's clothing might not be quite as lucrative as adult clothing, unless of course it's super desirable, maybe a popular brand, character, vintage, or it's just brand new and stinking adorable. You might not make your best money on children's items, especially if they are basic pieces. However, if you have access to children's items, maybe you're a parent, here are some of my best tips and tricks to successfully selling children's clothing online. I am a reseller mom of a 7-year-old little boy, and I have another on the way any day. So I have sold my fair share of children's clothing. I want to start by saying that while I don't want to discourage you from selling children's clothing, that you really want to make sure it's worth your time, especially if you're a parent, because you're really busy. A basic piece like this from Carter's, even new with tags, it was $9 discounted, $18 original. It's tough to sell these pieces individually. You know, even if you try to sell this for $12, with shipping, your buyer's paying more, around $20, you're making maybe around $8 after fees, and your time is valuable. So you definitely want to be selective when selling children's items, especially because you usually don't have new ones. You have ones that have been worn by our little ones who are messy and make a mess on their items. So you want to decide if it's worth your time to even do that, because it's likely that you can find adult clothing in better condition that just has a higher value. That said, there are tons of higher end, upper level, luxury children's items that sell for astronomical profits because parents spoil our little ones. Plus, any parent, I can attest to this, will really overspend on the item that has their child's favorite character or a superhero. So selling children's clothing can be super lucrative. Just be very selective. To start, find the right marketplace. Kidizen is a great one. It's all about the kids. You can also sell children's clothing on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, and Facebook groups, both those dedicated to the sale of children's clothing and your local ones. These are all great places to explore and research. And if you're a Vendoo user, they are all Vendoo platforms as well. So you can super quickly cross-list your cute little kids pieces to all of those marketplaces with just a few clicks. My next big tip for selling children's clothing is to consider little bundles or little lots. You've probably seen resellers doing this. It just makes sense. Instead of one cute little baby onesie, maybe sell 4 or 5 in the same size that are the similar style, right? So we've got, the girly ones with flowers. This is really a great way to sell items like this one that aren't of a high caliber, because parents can get many of them at once, pay shipping once, and you can ask more, making that listing worth your time. When you're selling a leg size lot or bundle, make sure that you photograph all pieces nicely, right? Either laid out nicely or hung nicely. You're not just going to say it includes 20 pieces, but you want to show the front, back, and tags of each one, making it look amazing and presentable. Selling little lots that are the same size is a great way to quickly unload children's clothing and to maximize the profit while minimizing the time that it takes to make it. And my final tip is kind of an obvious one. It's to make the listings look amazing. Children's clothing is tiny. and wrinkly, and sometimes it looks dingy. It's tough to make it look crisp and nice, but to yield the most money, make it look nice. You will not yield as much for a wrinkly onesie on the floor as you will for the ones that are hung up on pretty hangers on a pretty rack that are nice and crisp and well lit. You'll also want to make sure that your descriptions look amazing. Double list items or include the term gender neutral when that's applicable. Any superhero shirt could be for both a boy or a girl, right? So maximize all of the keywords and hashtags. Describe your items with so much detail, everything that's on them, of course accompanied with great pictures. And this is true of all garments, but it can be a little tougher to sell children's clothing. So it might be worth a little extra time in your description, making sure that you also have all of those drop downs executed. Do you sell children's clothing? Tell us about it below. And if you like this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time, reseller friends.